My name is Marion Collier. I played Olga, the clarinet player.
And I played Mary Lou, a trumpet player, and enjoyed myself tremendously with our group right here.
I'm Sandra Warner. I played Emily in the film. Some Like It Hot was the greatest film ever made. I was very happy to be a part of it.
And I'm Joan Nicholas. My character was Betty, and I played the saxophone.
Oh my God, I've got to have this picture.
Oh my God.
That's me with the martini mixer. This one I've seen.
I've never seen this
I've seen this one because I was trying to get in there with her.
Oh gosh.
Oh, look at this. Oh, you know, most of us didn't have blonde hair. And half the girls had to dye their hair blonde.
I was a brunette when I was hired.
I know, you came in.
And Billy Wilder said to me, "You look much better as a blonde." So I said,
and in fact, the man didn't like it, and my hair was not pure blonde.
You were red, weren't you?
I was kind of honey blonde, and the casting director, Phil Benjamin, didn't like that at all.
We had to color our hair a certain blonde because Marilyn had this very platinum color.
Yeah, very platinum.
We had to stay away
from her color.
Yeah.
But Marilyn Monroe was magic. She really lit up the screen. You couldn't take your eyes off of her.
No, she was.
And every guy wanted to take her home in his pocket. She was absolutely adorable because she had a quality of sexiness mixed with innocence. And if you go back in time and see early movies, if you see Jean Harlow or Jane Russell or Rita Hayworth or Lana Turner, they all had a tremendous amount of sex appeal. But what Marilyn had was that little extra pinch of salt when she mixed sensuality with innocence. And it's a very rare quality. It's magic time.
Good night, sugar! Good night, honey.
Marilyn was smart, and she was smart in a way that she had a drama coach, she had a choreographer, she had an agent, she had a manager, and she was smart enough to listen to them. So when she was told what to do, when to do, how to do, why to do, if to do, she followed their instructions and became a great success.
I did a couple of things with her and Tony. I did one scene and running in and out with the ice, the natives are getting restless, that's me with the cymbal and all this. So it was a day when the girls weren't shooting, I had to be there. And I used to sit there and just watch. I didn't say it, I just sat there, and I sat there all day, even though I was finished, I would sit there and I would watch. And she was magic, she really was.
There were days that Marilyn didn't show up, and of course when Marilyn didn't show up, we were still on payroll.
Right.
But one day Marilyn was there, but she wouldn't come out of her dressing room. So Billy Wilder came over to me and he said, "Sandra, you're a singer. I want you to get on the stage, get to the microphone. I'm going to put the playback on low." Of course, the song Running Wild was on, Marilyn was singing it. And he said, "If Marilyn hears your voice instead of hers, she'll come out of her dressing room." So they put the playback on, and Running Wild, lost control, blah, blah, blah. And sure enough, Marilyn came out of her dressing room, and she walked to the stage, and she looked at Billy, and Billy said, from the top,
"Running wild, lost control, running wild, mighty bold, feeling gay, reckless too, carefree mind all the time, never blue, always going."
And she was great, but you really had to persuade her. And I think Billy Wilder was a genius in persuading people to do just the right thing without offending them.
All alone.
Now she's going to drop the booze. Watch, the booze is going to fall out. See? Yep. I told you.
You remember that?
I remember the whole thing. I remember every line.
Look
in
how
this
pretty
film.
she looked there.
She was beautiful.
Marilyn Monroe was dynamite.
She was beautiful. And there's Beanstalk. Dave Barry.
Sandy, there'll never be a face like that again. Such magic.
Yeah. He's going to throw sugar off the train. But then, you know what's going to happen.
With those glasses.
Mary's in the back.
Yeah, there's Mary. And he's going to say now, I told you girls no drinking. I told you, sugar, I warned you for the last time, no drinking. And then Jack Lemmon says, excuse me, that's my glass.
Your glass? Yes, just a little bourbon. Must have slipped through.
Well, I was surprised that Jack Lemmon decided to have a career as an actor, because wasn't he a Harvard graduate? I mean, he
was an actor before he came to Hollywood, though. He did the theater.
He was such a scholar. He knows a great deal about jazz, about acting, about theater, about history. I mean, this man is so
I really didn't know who he was.
interesting.
I didn't know who he was. Did you before he came? I mean, did you see him before? He had done something.
But he was on Broadway. He was on a...
I knew it. Yeah, but I didn't know who he was.
This is a private party. Will you please go away?
I brought some cheese and crackers in case anybody gets hungry.
What is this?
Cup will be enough.
Party for two.
Look at that. Oh, he was such a good sport.
And I had the amount of, I don't know how many boxes of crackers to shove into Jack Lemmon's mouth over and over. And by the end of the day, it was like, okay. So his mouth was like numb.
And I was the one with the, remember the martini, here's the martini shaker with the hot water bottle. And I'd get out of there, by the end of the day, I was like crippled. I couldn't walk. We were that crunched.
I don't know how many takes we had to do, but we were hysterical, just laughing all the time.
Have you got any maraschino cherries on you? Oh, never mind.
That's a great picture of Tony.
Isn't it? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's adorable. I didn't even know he was there.
You thought he was another girl.
That's hysterical. When we were shooting, they had an interview, and someone said, if you girls want to go for this, it's a commercial, and it was a commercial. If you girls want to go for this interview, go ahead. You know, you've got an hour or for 2 hours. We got to wait till Marilyn gets her makeup on or something. So we all went, all of us, or whoever wanted to go. We went up for this interview, and guess who got it? Tony. Because he was in his late girls. I mean, he was the prettiest one. Let's face it. Tony was beautiful. I swear. They said,
he was.
Okay.
He was great as a gal. Yeah.
He was very. Tony got it, not us. Then he finally said, "Look, I'm not a girl." I had to tell. But we had a great time. And next door they were shooting, when we were doing something like how they were shooting Porgy and Bess.
Right.
And everybody would come on the set, like Harry Belafonte would come on. And
Sammy Davis came.
And Sammy was always there, Sammy Davis. And Sidney Poitier.
Wonderful.
They all would come to the Some Like It Hot set because I guess they heard that there were 15 women there, 15 girls, or whatever, and probably see Marilyn and Billy.
Oh, yeah.
But it was such a great lot. It was small.
Yeah.
And it was just fun. That's a great Sandy.
Oh, God.
Look at the bowling. Tony good. Tony, look at that. Oh.
Marilyn and I were very round. I was a little taller than her, but I fit into her wardrobe. And because she was pregnant, I was asked to do her publicity stills. And most of the albums, or wherever you see Marilyn Monroe, Jack Lemmon, and Tony Curtis, they would use my body and Marilyn's face. And it worked out perfectly. I mean, it couldn't have been better, and I enjoyed doing it. And of course, spending the whole day with Jack Lemmon and Tony Curtis doing stills like this was a laugh a minute. So when did we got anything accomplished? And we kept listening to the playback while we did these photographs.
Oh, did you?
Well, to keep in the mood, you know.
You had to do it.
Isn't that amazing? And you fit right into her dress. Look at that.
Mm-hmm. I learned a lot from Billy Wilder. The patience he had and his direction. Brilliant. I used to watch him all day.
We all did.
Well, you know, Billy would stand there, and as everyone, I don't care if it was my line or Laurie's line, anybody, he repeated. I mean, he didn't, not out loud, but he knew every line. Because I would look at him, and I'd be saying my line, he'd be going, he knew every single line. He did all of Marilyn's, Tony's, Jack's, everybody's. In his direction, the rubber band stretched far beyond anyone's imagination as far as his talent was concerned, and he had a tremendous amount of patience. He was really remarkable.
Just priceless.
Oh, what a talent.
There'll never be another director like that.
Never. And look at Joan.
She was great.
She was so,
Deadpan.
so perfect.
Hey, Sheboygan, you too. What was your last job, playing square dances?
Joan Shawley was honestly one of the nicest ladies you will ever meet. She was wonderful and so talented and funny. I mean, not only on camera. She was funnier off camera. Honestly, she was just great. She had a great sense of humor. She just was wonderful. I'm just so sorry that she passed away, but when she did, she was quite young. And then I think she really made that part of the picture. I mean, without her, I don't know who else could have played Sweet Sue as well as
I don't
Joan.
either.
Do you?
Yeah, no.
I really don't know.
She was perfect.
She was so perfect for Sweet Sue.
All right, girls, let's take it from the top. And put a little heat under it.
Some Like It Hot was like the greatest souffle ever made. It had the perfect ingredients. It had the greatest script, a great director, a great cast. Of course, the greatest chef was Billy Wilder, but it really was like the greatest souffle ever made in history.
It's well written, it's well directed, it's well acted, it's well
cast.
The camera work was fantastic. I mean,
Yes,
the cinematographer was
yes.
sensational. Charles Lang, his name was. I mean, it's everything.
It was funny. It was a comedy. Comedy is the hardest type of writing there is, and to make it come off the way Billy Wilder and I.A.L. Diamond did was fantastic.